zooming in to make it look a little bit more appropriate. Okay, so there we go. That was for this. That was for the thumbnail for the live streaming. I've coming to you live from my place of residence in the Australia region because I have been given something pretty amazing. Well, not really. I've actually just taken delivery of some opal, and so it's not just any opal though. It's not this opal. I bought this a little while ago. I'm very happy with it. You can see the colours. It's lovely. Ooh, lovely jubbly. Look at all that lovely colour. Might have to turn that light off or change over if we've got a problem with it, but that's all right. So, anywho, I'm pretty excited. These colours are pretty awesome. We'll be cutting these over the next couple of days. You know, just gradually as it all comes to light. But you can see these are beautiful ones. I need to polish a whole heap up. Here's another hospital rub. This one is very, very, very white. And I think that the guy's just like, I don't want to continue with this because, well, it's white. Anyway, no time to even wash my hands. This is what we've got today. We've got this bad boy. Ka-thunk. Now, I got it from essentially a random vendor at the moment. So this is a high-risk parcel. So I have no idea what's in it. I've had a quick squiz on the outside. Look, sorry, I'm Australian. I've had a quick look on the outside, and I've seen some good stones, and I have a suspicion as to what this is, but I have no idea realistically, what is in here. So what I will do is I will go through this bag of opal, and we'll see what we've got. I have my handy-dandy container here. And basically, check this out. I mean, have a look at that. We're looking at it dry first. Now, I don't know how many people actually are going to understand what they're looking at here, but instantly I know that's a Cooper Pedy opal. But we'll see what happens when we get these wet, because that is when it gets interesting. Here's some more Cooper Pedy. That looks brittle as anything. I was about to swear. Ooh, brittle as anything. But I think that piece, you'll be surprised, that piece might actually yield something. As a matter of fact, looking at the top of this thing, I can see just nothing but Cooper Pedy. But I know there is Lightning Ridge opal in there, and I think I can see 1 or 2 Minibis. So we'll have a look at this. Firstly, oh, look at that. This is, you can see the cracks. You can see how it naps. You know, hello, Axel. Hello, James. I wonder if you like looking at opal. Might look at the birds later. Yeah, these are opals. We're going to get to the more colourful ones in a little while. What I might do is I might actually bring these out and we'll put some water into this and we'll get things going. Here is water. Let's do this first stone and see what it looks like. My favourite kind of sandwich. Peanut butter and jam. Not jelly, jam. So what am I going to do? Okay. At the moment, not seeing very much in this. There is a colour bar in it. I'm just having a look. There is a very faint colour bar. I doubt the cameras would actually pick up on that colour bar. I'm wondering if I can actually turn off this light and put on another one. Oh, is that to the sandwich? Yeah, there's a nice colour bar in there. May have to wait for some sunlight to see that though. That's all right. This is what I have a suspicion that this is all from the same lot. Let's have a look at this guy. There we go. Okay, what I'm seeing is a lot of cracking here. I think that's why it's in the package, in the parcel. Fortunately, I love cutting really, really cracked opal. It looks basically what they did was they went to the slag pile of Cooper Pedy and just picked it out, which is exactly what I would want to do. This was very cheap, so naturally, you're not going to get great stones. Although, I think you'll find that we've got some good stones here. Now, that's interesting. That's not cracking, that's crazing. So, you can't even see it. I'm just moving it down. You can see some what looks like cracks there. And it isn't. I can feel it. It's really, really smooth. And there it is. Okay. So, have a look just here. I'll try and zoom in on that. Or even the other side. Okay, yeah, there's a color bar right in here. I'm zooming right in, see if you can spot it. There it is. See that? That little line there? This is how I do believe some of the colors form in opal. If you have a look, you can see these, what look like cracks, and they would be cracks if this was like 2 or 3 million years ago. But they're not. What's happened is the whole area has cracked up and then it is refilled with opal. So instead of cracks, you've got color bars. And you can see a very prominent one just there. So this one is a very thin color bar. There's the blue just coming out of it. You can just see that. Let's see if I can get any of the other color to go. So this will be an interesting challenge to be able to take the top off this opal and get that color bar to shine. It should be fascinating to see if I can do it. But we've got we've got about a kilo of opal, and I'll keep going till like we're sick of it. Here's another piece of opal. You can see once again we've got a color bar. Now, this is also Cooper Pedy from the looks of things. But it's a bit deceptive because you can see there's a bit of grey sitting in there. But this material on the top. G'day from Australia, Ian. That's not an American making a fake accent. That's me hamming it up. It's great opal, mate. Yeah, I'm just looking through it. Once again, I can see a colour bar, and I do believe this is Cooper Pedy. Queensland, hey? Well, commiserations. I didn't watch the sport ball, but apparently bad things happen to Queensland, so I won't rub it in because I really don't know. Probably it's good that I don't. So, yeah, for all those people who are not from Australia, there was a competition between New South Wales and Queensland just recently. And apparently New South Wales won, although I didn't watch it. So, there we go. It's all right. Commiserations to you. I'm sure, like, I can remember years and years and years ago, like, Queensland used to win all the time. It was frustrating as anything. And now the worm has turned and the worm will turn again. There we go. There's some colour. So this is quite a large colour bar. Now, one of the things about colour in opal is that you've got to get it at the right angle. So I was, yeah, like that. I have a suspicion that this will face like that. I could be totally wrong about that. But I think this is looking good. Well, that's right. And we know that most things are fleeting, are temporary. Okay. I'm going to be repeating myself a lot. This is Cooper Pedy, but it's a bit of jelly opal. Look, you can see all the way through it. I know this opal. I love this opal because what happens to it is that this bar here, it looks like absolutely nothing. It looks like honey, really. And some people, I do believe, call it honey opal, although maybe it's from a different region. But what happens with this stuff is that it looks like it's completely colourless, colour-free. You take off all of the backing, you take all of the front off. Well, this one, I got it really cheap. Like this was a $10 random parcel, and I'm actually quite surprised with how good this is. I could be wrong about the price, so don't quote me on it. But basically what I think they've done is that someone has just living in the region has gone over to the dumps and just picked up all the spare material and just chucked it in a bag. So it saves me going over there. I know this. It's not fake, and it's definitely from Australia. This is definitely a Cooper Pedy stone. So this one here is, yeah, I think basically what happens if you carve it the right way, there'll be some sun flash in it. So I'm suspecting this will actually have a green sun flash in it if I know my things. I could be just talking around my hat. You never know. More Cooper Pedy, which is fine by me. Actually, let's wet this one first. Sorry, where are my manners? Let's have a look at it under the water. A little bit of purple. Just a little bit of purple there. Oh, wow. Thank you very much for subscribing. Ian Watts. If I knew how to do it, I'd send you out some of this opal. I'm loving this. Okay, what I've seen here is this. You can see that little chasm. I might actually, when I'm cutting it, I might cut it in such a way that it actually gains, like you can see through into there, so it'll look like an underwater landscape. Absolutely no value to doing that whatsoever, but I love doing stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. We'll leave that in there. Gonna grab one that's actually got a bit of colour straight away. This one here. You can see that. Pretty obviously a nice coloured stone. Yeah. Look at that one. This is a cool one. Yeah, this one's a definite. This is a definite ripper, this one. Look at that. Considering it was so cheap, that's pretty good colour. Yeah, it's gleaming at me through there. This, I can see why this one would be so cheap, because it's a bit cracked. But you see, I only need a carat, and a carat is about, I don't know, that big. Yeah, I love the blue too. It's going to be interesting to see if there's anything other than Cooper Pedy opal here. I don't mind if there's just Cooper Pedy here. I'm fine with that. But it looked like there was other things. Yeah, I know. I love it. I just can't believe how cheap I got it. I might make this up into like little, I don't know, maybe bigger $5 parcels, just because I got it cheap and everyone should profit from this. But we'll see what I'm doing. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so can't see anything obvious around here, but you can't win them all. No, there's a little bit there. Look at that. Nice little purple. Yeah, so what you can see is this is obviously not particularly good grade opal. But you know, still fun to cut. And I was thinking, well, I saw this going for a very cheap price. I may as well just have a look and see what it's like. And the thing about opal is that people don't really know what processes make opal and what processes the opal shines by. Now, I've heard, and it's often said, that it's little spheres basically in the opal matrix. But I haven't seen much literature, because like I've got, you know, science degrees and stuff like that. I'm not going to bore you with that. But I haven't really seen any literature which tells me that that the opal does shine because of those spheres that are sitting in there. So there could be any number of reasons. A bit of a dud here. That's all right. What I will do when I get these duds, I just, well, presuming I'm cutting them, my soil science background tells me that this is in a highly drained environment. That redness there is evidence of drainage. Anyway, There's a bit of blue there. Tiniest bit of blue, a bit of green on top. I'm going to look at it under normal light conditions. Yeah, you can, that there is a color bar there. So pretty good for the price I've gotten it for. This one, obviously, you can see a few blues and whatnot sitting here. They're not very bright blues, but haven't wet it yet, and I haven't really gone into the guts of the opal either. Later on, I might actually do a test cut. Coober Pedy, what a great place to visit. I've never been there myself, but I want to visit there. I've visited Lightning Ridge, and that's right up on the border of Queensland. And I want to see the Yawa fields as well. You can get Yawa nuts in Queensland, just north of Coober Pedy, north of Lightning Ridge. So I reckon it'd be good to go there, grab a couple of boulders, because they're just on the ground. I mean, obviously there's mines which do really good ones, but I wouldn't mind getting myself a Yawa nut. I've bought them. I've never just picked one off the ground. And I'd love to go to Anamuka as well, because apparently there's just piles of opal just lying around, and they don't touch it because it's got no color. It's sort of got a bit of shine to it, but it was only later that they discovered they could treat the opal. So you can still find just piles of opal that you can treat lying around there. Yeah, and Coober Pedy looks like a wonderful place. And Phil from the Opal Mills is from around there, I do believe. I so want to visit Emerald. I reckon that if I ever do the day trip, I'll bring my phone and we'll do a live streamy kind of thing at Emerald, looking around for nice little gems. I've had a go at cutting a garnet, and it seems easy enough. How hard could an emerald be? All right, so I just wet this one instantly. This one it's all right. There's a little bit of purple there. We're going to look at it. I'm doing two things at the moment. I'm looking at under camera magnification, and I'm looking at under normal eyesight. Now, the interesting thing is, if you have a look over here, let's see if I can get this to happen. There's just a little bit of color just sitting here. There's reds and greens and blues and all sorts of things. There you go. There we go. Ta-da. Just down there. Tiny amount of it, but you never know. There could be more of it sitting just under the surface. Let me have a look. Yeah, I'd be inclined. There we go. Let's see if we can get some. Okay. Yes. Okay, so there's no color there, but I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I reckon that if I just rub that back a bit on top here, you might actually get some more color just on there. That's a tiny little gem, a little pointer, but it is a good pointer. Let me see. I'm just looking with my... Oh, sorry about that. I'm looking with my own two eyes. Yeah, once again, I like the brittle nature of the Coober Pedy opal, because where the cracks in the sand in the fracture are, that's where you get your opal. That's where you get your opalescence. And I understand why this is actually so cheap. If you go and buy parcels from Coober Pedy from more reputable opal sites, there's lots of colour just oozing through it. I'll give you an example, actually. I've got one here. Here's a Coober Pedy stone. Let's see if we can spot something. It's not a great example. You'll see if you can see it here. You can see that colour just sitting in there in the opal from a more reputable... Well, I'm not going to call these people unreputable, because that's unfair. From more expensive opal parcel, we'll call it that. Yeah, not you're right about the ring size, and I'll show you something. Just just today. I'll zoom back a bit. Zooming back. So what I've happened to do today is, well, a few days ago anyway. Um, this is a chunk of mostly silver. I was able to recover that from a Hammond organ, and so I'm going to call this Hammond silver. I'm guessing about 80% silver. So I'll try making a ring out of that, and you never know, that stone might make it in there. You can see how big this bag is, by the way. It's enormous. Just pulling this guy out. May as well show you. Okay, this is another piece of honey opal or jelly or crystal. So it's, let's see if you can see the, you can see how translucent it is. My laser is currently out of action. It's got a dodgy connection. I might get one of my mates to solder it up. If I soldered it, it would never work again. Yeah, I know. I've for the punters at home, if the text doesn't come through later on, he just said that's great recycling from an organ. And yeah, I found a few tips and tricks. It's not necessarily easy to do it, but you can get a lot of silver out of it, and there's more silver to come too. I haven't quite finished with that process, but that's about 50 odd grams of silver. Yeah, I like it. Let's give it a bit of a wet down and we'll see what we get. I don't think we'll be able to get the sun flash that I like out of... Ooh, okay. This might not be one of those opals that I would be instantly cutting. What I can see is I can see a whole stack of inclusions in here. I've got a microscope. I might look through it a bit later and you might get to see that. We'll zoom right in and you'll see if you can see these inclusions just in there. Now, of course, with gems and whatnot, you don't want inclusions, but that looks like perhaps insect debris, something like that. And I think, yeah, I think it's great. Yeah. You know, I might see if I've got some friends who are geneticists, and we'll see if we can drill in, get the insect out, and make our own Tyrannosaurus Rex. What do you reckon? Not sure it's that easy to do. Yeah, I'm loving this. So I think that's definitely a keeper. Zoom out and have a quick look at what else we've got here. And I might just tip some of these out onto the ground here. Okay, well this has taken my fancy straight away because it's not the same colour as all the other Cubipedes basically. Going to have a quick look through it. It's already shattered and fractured and stuff, and yeah, Jurassic Park it doesn't have to be the playground of the rich and famous, does it? Okay, I like this one. I haven't ever seen knobby opal from anywhere but Lightning Ridge, and this looks very knobby-like to me, so I'll have a look at it in a minute. But I don't know, Cubipedia was once a marine environment, so maybe it's the bone of a fish or something. But moving on. This is very interesting to me. Very, very interesting. Just hang on, let's see what happens if I turn off the light here. What does it look like? I think that's better, to be honest. From Cubipedia, yes, you can. I've got plenty of black opal from other places, from Lightning Ridge, and it looks exactly as you expect it to look. And the other thing you can do with Cubipedia opal is you can double it against black, and so no, now I can't see. There we go. Oh, that looks absolutely stunning. It's not precious opal, it's dendritic opal. Dendritic opal is a kind of opal which has got little bits of magnesium or whatever else that's actually grown into the opal matrix. And they're called dendrites. And so dendritic opal basically is a combination of that. What I'm trying to do is I'm just going to see if this comes out. I'll find something a little bit more rigid. No, I don't think I can. Doesn't matter. But I'm just going to have a look and see if I can literally get this in to here. I can a bit. Now, basically, the etiquette with opal parcels, I mean, this one is not that expensive, so I don't think people would have cared. Oh, you're welcome. I just learn as I go, so just so that you know, I'm as much of a learner in this process as anybody else is. But I do know, so there is some precious opal that's just kind of hanging on the back here, just here. Try and get it for you. I know what I'm looking for. So see if we can get it. If I zoom in, it'll actually absorb some of the light. See if we can get it for you. It's holding out on us. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. It's not going to do it for us. Oh well. But it is there. No, it's a bit. It's over there. Okay, so let me just kind of tilt it away, or tilt it away, or tilt it away. This little brown spot here should turn purple if I do it right. There we go. There's a little bit of green. That is the spot. Yeah, there you go. Just a little bit of green there. But just next to it is a purple spot as well. So I'll try and get it to do something for you. There you are. Bit of colour. Not much, once again. So just pulling out a ringstone from that. And don't have a look at this. This looks like actual opal filled matrix, actually. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something nice in there when I cut it. But once again, we're dealing with a lower grade, and that's okay. Okay, so here we go. Nothing to see here. Actually, I think that one is possibly a clamshell. I think that's shell opal, yeah. So good news is it's a shell opal. Bad news is that very rarely do they actually end up shining for various reasons. But we'll see. But it's good to have a nice piece of fossil opal anyway. Just, yeah, I know. On to the next one. Yeah, I think that's a little bivalve. It certainly is not exactly in the best of condition. I think most of the exterior of the bivalve has been taken. I wonder if I can find the joint. No. So basically it's right in the middle. So I'll zoom out a bit. So I reckon it's about right in the middle. So anything that would identify it as a clam would be on the outside. But I think that this shell, it looks kind of like a shell. If I can see any radial patterns, which I can't, so this is pure speculation that it's a shell. I just think it is. There's something about it that says it is to me. But I could be talking around the hat. So, well, you've got to take whatever you see on the internet with a pinch of salt. I've taken these small pieces because I happen to notice that this is kind of shiny. I think that someone's taken it and given it a bit of a rub back. So they said, there's some potential here. I'll try and rub it and see what happens. And they've not found anything. But that's okay because I've already found something. I love sitting there and making good on stuff which some people can't make good on. I don't think it's a case of that they can't make good on it. I think it's just a case of they can't be bothered. There's a little colour spot right in the middle here again. I think, yeah, these are probably professional opal cutters or something like that. And they just want to get that big, amazing, shiny stone. And so they don't care too much about all of the smaller colours and smaller stones. So there's a tiny amount of colour right in the middle of this stone. I'm not even going to bother highlighting it. It took too long the last time. I'm just having a look at this bit that they rubbed back. Why did they rub it back? Sometimes the camera picks up types of light that your eyes don't see, so I'm just checking that. No, can't see anything. Oh well, down it goes. Back in. So here's another piece. This one is mostly coloured potch opal, which what I'm going to have to do for Cooper Petey's for sure is to pretty much slice in between here. That'll be the way to go to find anything there. See if I can cleave it. No, won't cleave on its own. That's okay. I think if you hold it up to the light, let's see if I can do that. You can see that there's darkness underneath it. That darkness, however, I think is sand. So I don't think it's really, there is a bit of dark potch, but I think it's mostly sand. So I can't see any colour. Moving on. I'm going to actually take this entire bag down because there's a lot of opal here. And they've also sent me a thank you package, so I'll have a look at the thank you package as well. There is a chunk of opal that has definitely caught my attention. And I will... there's a few actually. Ooh. Indeed there are. Right, there's this one here. There's this one here. And there's this one here. There's probably many more than that, but we'll just do these ones. So I've got this one. There's a nice little purple one. And I'll give it a bit of a wet and we'll see what it looks like once it's under the water. You seeing that? Good. Right, there's a little bit of colour play. Not much. I think that this will be more exciting when I actually cut it. But at the moment, it's probably nothing. You can see a little bit of colour. Not bad. Put that back in. This guy here, this guy's interesting to me because I happen to know what kind of opal this is. And I don't have a name for it. I've just cut it before. And I know this is a really fascinating opal to cut. You don't get much out of it. And a lot of people just use it as just good carving material because usually you can't get very much out of it. But this is heading towards a kind of material that can be faceted. And when you do the faceting, all of a sudden colours start to pop out of it. Very tough to cut, but that's why it's so satisfying. There's also some interesting material in the middle there. It's almost a jelly opal. Once again, I'm getting a vibe of that deep sea landscape going on. Love these kinds of things. I mean, even if there's no colour in them, they're fascinating stones, to be honest. Here's another one which has caught my fancy. Tiny little stone, but check that out. Nice greens and blues just pumping their way through. Just so that you know, this is more purple and blue when you see it with your own eyes. So the camera sensor is a bit deceptive, but not that deceptive. Technically, green is a more valuable colour. So, you know, if I was to try and sell this on the interweb, I get more money for it because people think there's green, but I wouldn't do a thing like that. Not that I spend that much time selling opal on the interweb. Got other things to do with my time. Nice piece of clear crystal opal. A few cracks once again. Nice landscape underneath, and you can see just a little bit of purple showing through there, which is good. I think this is another of those ones that will resolve to a green sun flash. But having said that, you can see the purples there. I actually saw. Yeah, what I might try is faceting this one because it'd be interesting. And of course, this is another Jurassic stone. I think Curvipedia is the Cambrian. No, the other. I'll think of it in a second. I'm getting the thoughts out of my head so that I don't ruin my brain trying to think of it. There we go. Whatever you get plesiosaurs in. Look at that. Cambrian was where the Cambrian explosion came, and so there were little invertebrates everywhere. I like that one. So it's not Cambrian, it's honestly, forget my own head if it wasn't screwed on. Nice chunk of opal here. That's a hair. That's a hair. It's not my hair. Has this opal been having an affair? No. Yes, it was a nice stone. And look at this. Thanks to the camera, because I didn't see that before, the camera's showing off a few like yellowy greens sitting there. And so that tells me that once I get this wet, there will be some interesting colours to look at. As a matter of fact, oh, all right, have a look there. And I think, I'm only thinking that there might be more. I'm just going to look at it under the, oh yeah. Okay, so having a look at the other side just quickly, just to see what we've got. Now let me have I'm also going to have a bit of a go at figuring out the strata of this area. Okay, so we've got some reds in here as well. They're very, very faint reds. These are not these, amazing $1,000 stones. Okay, don't get that impression. But I certainly think that there is a lot that can be done with these stones. I think we can get something out of them. More than I think what the vendor was actually thinking you could get out of it, to be honest. But I think that that's one of the fun parts about opal cutting, being able to get more value out of the stone than people expect. There's a tiny little amount of colour just there. Yeah, you can see it. And over the other side, of course, there's those bits that I'll try and get them up and running again. There we go. So there's actually a colour bar, which is, let me have a look over here. I'll bet you it's running at an angle down. Yeah, I think that piece of sand there is actually the termination of the colour bar. So I have a feeling that we're going from here all the way down to here. I'm going to have a look and see if I can spot any angling. I'm going to have to look at I'm going to use my soil science spidey skills to try and figure this one out. Yeah. Okay, you can actually see the layering that's going that way. So, yes, I think that what I need to do in this particular instance is very carefully I think that this part of the opal, this entire part, it might have colour in it, but that'll be something different. But here, I've just got to very carefully take this back down, and we might, if we're lucky, get a nice stone all the way along there. Yawn. Okay. So I'll pop that down here. I'm just going to go and grab some more water because it's obvious. I dropped a stone. Picked it up again. See what that one looks like. I think it's just a nothing stone, but there's a little bit of colour. Not much. Nice little ring stone. Half a carat maybe. Okay. So what I might do is I might see if... Ooh. Okay, so I was just leaving this one. I'm going to zoom back. This stone here. This one here. I was just leaving it. It was minding its own business. But if you just hold it like that, and I'm going to try and zoom in. I'm going to try and zoom in and show you what I saw. Try and get that. It's certainly not going to play nice. So what I might do is I might put it back down, see if we can get it to happen again, and move the camera over to its position. Let's see. Moving out again. Right. So we're going to try moving the camera this time around. Oh no. Light's going to get in the way. That's all right. We can do it this way. Can you see that? Look at that. So once again, not huge amounts of colour, but enough to work with. Enough colour to work with. Yeah. So that's a nice surprise. And I think that if we're just careful, this is called facing. If you face a stone correctly, you get the colour. And I think that a lot of the time, people, miners, cutters, everyone, they miss out on the stone because they never hit it from the right angle. I think that there's more colour around in opals than people realise. And it's just a case of finding it. Okay, here's some shell opal. It's a very small piece, but it's definitely shell opal, and I'll show you why. I'm probably not going to look at it. Can you see those concentric circles you can see? I'll zoom in on it. Now, it could be just the fracture pattern, just so that you know, but I think this is not the fracture pattern. I think this is actually just the growth, basically the growth rings of a shell. Those little lines there. Trying to see if I can get the colour to look better, but that's okay. I'm going to just put some water on it. I don't expect anything, but you never know. I'm just going to move it under here. There we go. And I'm going to look at it from my angle as well. But I don't think there's anything there. Oh, there's a little bit. Right on the endy. But I think that one is better as a specimen, to be honest. It's too small to cut real. Well, it's not too small to cut, but if there's only a tiny piece of opal that's precious in there, it's probably not worth cutting it up a fossil to get to such a small piece of opal. This is poked out to me. I'm just going to try and get... You see that? See that little flash right in the middle of the stone? See if we can get it working. So you can see it on the edge there too. Going to zoom in a bit more because that will... when you zoom in, it absorbs a lot of the light. Technically, theoretically, maybe not. Okay, you can... Okay, sometimes this is why I say that opal and colour in opal is not necessarily an exact science. You can see that cracking there. I reckon that the cracking has got something to do with the colour. But also, have a look... So that colour there has got something to do with cracking. This colour here, up the top here, try and... You just see that. See all that colour that's sitting in there? I haven't even wet it. Let's have a look. Let's try and wet it. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is a keeper. That is an absolute smasher, that one. There you go. I'm setting this one aside because that one is really good. Really good. Just sitting in there in a random bunch of pots that I bought off the interweb. So, take this one off. Let's have a quick look at what that guy is. That just fell out of the packet. It was hanging into the sticky tape. Nothing particularly amazing with it. No. Alright. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go and because like there is so much opal here, I'm now going to cherry pick it rather than to just go through everything systematically. I will systematically go through it eventually, but I think we're better off cherry picking. Okay, this is interesting because there's this is seam opal for sure. I'll just turn. We'll go back out again. Go back out again. Thank you. This guy's a seam opal. You can see that's basically very, very powdery sandstone. Might even, is it siltstone? I'm just having a look. It's barely consolidated, so I'm not entirely certain you could even call it a stone. It might be like the soil scientist in me wants to call that a degraded sea horizon. Very, very fine. Let's have a look at the apedal massive. So, yes, just using terms which are from my other days as a soil scientist. This, I could barely call it rock. It's very degraded. But that opal looks lovely and it looks nice and suspicious. You can see, I'll zoom in again before I wet it. So you can see, I nearly pointed on the screen. There was absolutely no point in doing that. Got a pen here. So you can see how this is like two kind of colors here. And I don't think that's just the shadow region that's doing that. So I'm very, very interested in what's going on there. Let me just quickly give it a bit of a wet and see what it looks like. Yeah, that's, for a start, that's becoming mud. It's a silk clay. Didn't know that Cupidio had many silk clays. Not exactly the most agricultural of regions. It's well beyond the goiter line. I'm just saying words again, aren't I? Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Interesting because, all right, the way that basically opal gets done is it goes through a cement mixer. And so when I'm seeing this, that means that there's material that's actually fell into the opal in situ. It's been cracked for maybe a million or more years, and then it's been pulled out. That's a fresh crack. This is an old crack thrown into the cement mixer, and most of the regolith has been taken off. It's interesting. I'm going to look around, see if I can spot a any kind of colour. Can't so far. Don't think there's any colour in it. But if I leave it in here, it'll probably just soak apart. So we'll see what happens. All right, we're moving back. We're going to cherry pick. If you see one, if you see an opal you want to spot, just tell me and I'll try and get it for you. But, okay, there's another gel opal here. I'll look at that one. Here is something that's interesting. It's mostly because it's cracked. Look. Okay. This one here, bit of colour. This one here, nothing. Well, probably nothing. Whoop, 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 whoop. Careful, careful, Phil. Careful, careful, careful. Little pointer, little pointer. Check him out. Tiny little stone. I'll just zoom in on this little fella. Yes, so I think definitely this opal has at least had a cursory glance on it. It's probably a secondary pile. This stone, I can cut that stone. I can cut that stone. Look at you, you're beautiful. Look at you. That is a lovely little pointer. It is so tiny, it's maybe going to result in a quarter of a carat. So this guy is by no means going to be the most expensive stone you've ever seen, but it's nice to see it in a very cheap pile. And here's another one. I'll zoom out again. Here's another one. You can see that the light's probably failing you a bit, but I can see already. We'll just zoom in, and we're not going to wet it first. You see that? Look at that. I suspect that this is actually the brother or sister of the other one that I was just doing. I think it's cleaved off it. And I think the miners or the cutters who are going to cut this stone, they said, no, I'm not going to bother with this stone because it's too cracky. But now it's done all of its cracking, hopefully anyway, I'm free to just let it express itself any way it wants. Yeah. So this one certainly doesn't have the popping colours, the eye-popping colours that the other one had, but it's worth doing. So I'm putting that one aside as well. So far I've got 3 stones that have been put aside. Maybe I'll show you those stones at the end, and maybe there'll be a follow-up video as well. I'm zooming out again. Zoom it right. That'll do. There's a little bit of colour here. Just kind of fumble my way through. Okay, so this one I like because it's very clear. It's very milky kind of stone, but I can see a few little chunks of colour. I'm not going to bother showing you this one. It's not. I will wet it. If something amazing pops out, I will show it to you. Hang on. Oh, slippery little bugger. I mean, little stone. You'll see what I was doing just later. And it was worth doing. Okay, so I'm just having a quick look over here. See if I can spot anything. If you can spot anything, tell me. But, okay. A little bit of green. Just a tiniest little bit of green on this edge here. But I have been somewhat distracted by some other stones. Let me have a look here. I'm pretty certain this is a piece of fossil opal, by the way. It's just the way that it's kind of resolved itself. It looks like wood. I don't know if there is wood opal in Cooperpedia. If someone's ever been to Cooperpedia who's in my crowd at the moment, have you ever found wood opal in Cooperpedia? Oh, hang on. Okay, got to be careful. I'm going to zoom out just so you can see what I'm doing, because there's a. I'm not in. I just know things. There's an occult practice of calling stuff slippery, and that, especially with treasure, what it means is that as you try to get the treasure, it slips further beneath the surface. And I think it was this one. I know this one here is. I've got to get that one out. I've got to get a pair of tweezers. Hopefully I've got some tweezers. There should be some just over here. Trust me to do this. I just happen to know how this is going to go. These aren't tweezers, but they might be good enough. Oh, I found some tweezers. Yay! All right. Okay, so where is it? So here we go, just in there. Gotcha. Also here. Gotcha. Also here. It's a delicate exercise. Gotcha. And also here. Gotcha. And also here. Seems to be just this little pile of nice, precious opals. Another one here. Another one here. I'll get them out and I'll show them to you in a second. Well, see how it's... I got a little bit cocky and nearly lost it. So I've got a few stones here. I'm just going to have a quick look around here because this doesn't happen all the time. You don't just find precious opal just running around. No. Okay. That one's not as good, but maybe. Right. Oop. more. Another black hair. Got my suspicions about you, opal. Okay. Got another piece there. Oh, hang on. That one. All right. So we'll wet these as a job lot, I reckon, because that'll be nice and colourful. Well, if there's any luck in this world. Or justice. That one hopefully is good. Oh, hang on. There's another one. Here's another one. So what I'm doing is I'm actually glossing over the big stones because I think they're easy to it's easy to miss the colour. There we go. Good. Okay. I think we'll just show these ones. See, the problem is that once you see one, whoop, there's one. Once you see one, you've got to get it out before it goes away. And yes, they do go away. I don't think that's opal. Hang on. What is that? That's, no, couldn't be. Can anyone tell me if you get diamond in Cooper Pedy? Because that just feels like a chunking diamond. I don't want to overstate this because I could be completely wrong, but man, that's suspicious. I have to go get myself a gem tester because if that is it, man, there's no way you could get a diamond in Cooper Pedy. It's the wrong geology. We'll find out. It's so suspicious. I'll leave it aside. I've got friends who are geologists. We'll figure that one out. All right, so what I've got here is some water. So I'm going to take these guys out and put them into the bag, and we're going to pop it into the water so that we can have a look at them in their entirety. So I definitely want someone who has expertise in Cooper Pedy stuff because just so that you know, there's a bit of colour there, a lot of colour there. Anyway, moving on. Oh, look at that. Nice, nice, nice. Anyway. What else have we got here? A few little pieces that have come off. Yep. I think that's actually broken in the time it's gotten into the water. Now, just so you know, we say in Australia that we don't have hydrophane opals, and there are people who will violently disagree with me, but I would suggest that we do have hydrophane opals. A hydrophane opal is an opal that absorbs water and cracks. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to crack, but it certainly absorbs water. Okay, so let's throw these guys into here and see what we get. Okay, zooming in, zooming on in, zooming on in, zooming on in, gonna look at opal. That water's become a bit mucky, hasn't it? So let me just replace it. Give me 5 seconds. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, I'm going to move this giant pile of opal to the side so we can have a real good look at this one here. Because what I can tell you right away is that with these tiny little stones that I've fished out, and I found another one, with these tiny little stones that I've fished out, I'm reasonably confident that this parcel has just paid for itself. And then some. Right, here we go. And just chuck these two in as well for funsies. Right, let's go. Oop. So there is some greens there. There is some absolutely amazing color here. Let's see where we're up to. So if I zoom in, what are we going to get? Where is the zoom going to be? Here. Okay, that's cool. Have a look at that. Actually, under the surface is better, so I'll keep them under the surface. You can see the green sitting there. Beautiful little stone. Just so that you know, in my eyes, it's mostly blue, and it's fairly iridescent blues too. So I'm not sure I can. I'll see if I can. No, I'm not sharing. Oh, cool. I'm going to try and get some better colors sitting here. We'll go 8mm. Does that work? Nope. Dawn. Let's see if Dawn does. Come on, do Dawn. Nope. Dream? Maybe Dream. Don't think so. Glamour. Surely Glamour is good. Where is it? Beam? There we go. Oh well. Just trying a few different shot settings, but that seems to not do much. All right, we'll move on. So that's that one. So I'll move that over to the side here. But this guy here, I don't know if you're going to see what I see here, but this, see that green sparkle? Look at that. That's amazing. So that's a crystal opal. So obviously the sparkle is blue perspective. If you have a look on the side, once again, we've got sparkles going everywhere. Spot it. It's a terrible angle. Let's try and... I really don't... Let's see if the... We'll try and without the light. See if you can deal with that. What on earth is that doing? Let's just go to normal. Normal, 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 normal. Normal, normal, normal. Back. Cancel. Normal, normal. Dream. Normal. Okay. And I'll move this over here. See if this works. Just trying to give you the right kind of lighting to do this properly, to do it some justice. See if that works. Does that work? Please work. Here we go. See that? Nice little piece of sparkle there. Beautiful opal. Let's have a look over here. Have a look at this guy. Once again, beautiful iridescent greens. You can't actually see it. Bit annoying. Oh well. Can I change the color of this one? No, 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 no. Is that going to do it? Probably not. I'll just do the best I can. That's all I can do, I suppose. There are nice little greens in there. And let's have a look at this one. Nice little multicolor. There is yellow and red next to blue, which is what we want in these kinds of things. That one there. This one here. Not much to talk about, but I did see it before. There's a nice chunk of sparkle there. You can see that sparkle sitting on there. There might be a chunk of bone there too. Whoop. Fling. All right, so it's not necessarily 100% easy to use tweezers apparently. Okay, I'm just looking at this. This is just a piece of jelly opal, I think. I can't see anything in it. This piece here, that's probably the best piece there. There we go. I don't think you can see much under the lights there though. Oh, there's a little bit of colour right there. I think it's actually the same kind of color as this one. So there we go. So hopefully I'll be able to just put them all together into the same kind of zone. This one is rainbow colored right at the edge here. That is nice. That is really nice. Just pop that there. And I'll zoom in a minute, okay? So don't fret. I'm just going to arrange them so that I can see some. Nice color. Can't see anything with that one. I'm not saying there isn't. Sunlight is the best place to see these with. This one's got color, definitely. There we go. Yep. So look, no, not going to worry about that one. Of course, that one, that's a nice colourful one. Done. Yep. Nice colourful one. And let's go and grab this one, see what we can get. Yep. Just on the side. Brilliant. This one here. What have we got? Can't see much of that one. That looks like a lightning ridge opal. This one looks like a lightning ridge piece of potch. Just, I'm not saying it is, but that looks like that's what you expect to see at lightning ridge. This one here, grab it, put that over to there, poke it over. There we go. Nice little tiny piece of colour there. Why bother? Who knows? Nice bit of colour there. Nice bit of colour here. Look at that. Once I've got them all together, I'll zoom them in so that we can see. Just a crystal opal. I don't think I can see any colour in there. That'll possibly be some flash later on, but not going to worry about it because I'm just trying to give you the best bits of the opal show. Right, there's a nice bit of colour there. So hopefully we've got enough to zoom in to so that you can see all of the colours that have happened. Can't see anything there. I think that was just a piece that fell off. All right. So let's zoom in the correct spot. We zoom into here. You can see all of that lovely colour. Or can you? Let's try and... Might have to just pull them out and put them onto my hand and see if that works. There we go. Let's see if that works. We'll just keep going until we get nice colours happening. And there you go. Can you see all that colour? Look at that. This white one, which I'm messing with mightily, it really does have some nice colour on it. I'm just having a great deal of difficulty showing it to you. There's that one. Come on, show us your colour. True colours shining through. And that's why I love you. There you go. There you go, nice bit of colour there too. It's already a heart shape. How cool is that? Very, very small. You can obviously tell. What I might do is I might just see if I can find another couple. We'll throw them into here, see if we can make a nice brightly coloured mosaic style thing. And then what I'll do is we'll go over and we'll have a look at the birds. Because I think the birds are... There's only so much opal that... I can all see the opal forever, but I don't think everyone can do that. So what I'll do is I'll move this over for a second, and we will move the opal back in. And almost immediately, that one, that one, that one, that one. Are you seeing this? I'm just going to touch them with a bit of water, I reckon. A bit of water will fix that. You'll see what I see in a minute. Do you see what I see? That is a beautiful ringstone right there. Try and flip this one over. I think it's got a better back than a front. Okay, this one just faces on the side, so we'll not judge it. This one, what's the best side? Okay, so this one, the best is on the side again, but we'll just try and get it to face this way. And oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Did you see that? Okay, we're moving this one up. Check that one out. Oh yeah. Now that is a stone. That is a stone. For sure. For shizzle. All right. For all of the things. Well, you stay there. You stay there. I'm going to move this over to the... These ones are going to move over to the special pile now. I think we're going to end up with quite a colourful ensemble. Ensemble. Ensembles. Okay. I'll move back. And we'll just quickly hunt through all the other ones, see what we can find. Come on. Work with me here, camera. Yeah. Ah! Look at you. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Look at this. Look at that. That's just phenomenal. Okay, that's going in. Okay, this is by far the best way to do it. What I might do is I might just do a little dollop of water, bit of moisture over these opals, and we'll just try and get them, not too much. I don't want to completely bias the procedure. There we go. There's another one right here. I'll dunk it first so you can see what I can see. Try and get to the colour. There's the colour. Okay. Much harder to try and get the colour happening. Maybe. Oh, there we are. Zoom in maybe. You can see it a little bit. Nice colour there. Right, zoom out again. Let's see if we can use this method to try and find some nice stones. Seems to work. I'm not sure that's opal. Yeah, it is. All right, so another nice one. Tiny pointer, but it's nice. There we go. Okay, what I'm realizing is that there is actually an awful lot of really good opal in here, so I'm just going to quickly just try and find it. And hopefully, drop that one. Never seen that one again. Okay, there we go. Nice little stone here. There we go. Have a look at that one. What I think we'll have at the end of this is just a couple of nice stones that will pretty much cover the ice cream container that I've been viewing with. You can see that one. And those ones are going to be absolute smashes for cutting. This one here, oh, that's nice. Let me just give it a bit of moisture. There we go. You can see that purple band. Beautiful. Right. Another one. Okay, this is just... There's just dozens of them. There's probably way more too that I've missed. Look at that one. Look at that one. Oh, gosh. That's wood opal. That's lightning ridge wood opal, surely. Okay, that's wood opal for sure. Just grab that one, grab that one, grab that one. They're just the little ones. Oh, that's not as little. There's another one. Another one. Another one. You'll get to see what I've been picking out in a second. Just thought it's quicker to do it this way. No, that might show up, but like there's been some real crackers here. So I'll pick that one up because it's in the way of this one. It might be a bit colourful. That one looks a little bit colourful. Yep. You. What are you? It could be a crack, this one. I'm just checking it. Oh, we'll find out soon enough. Yoik. I saw colour in you, so you can protest all you like. Definitely colour in this one. Colour in this one. Colour in this one. Cool thing about opal is that I can take this out into the sun later and it will show me a whole other host of colours. Colour. Oh, wow. Okay, this one is interesting because you can see why someone would just put it into the discard pile, because it's just so irregularly shaped, it would be impossible to cut. Or so you think. I'm going to give this one a go. I reckon this is going to make an absolute smasher. I'm going to have a quick look at it just before we do any of the other ones. Have a look at this one. And zoom in too. Look at you. There is an awful lot to like about this stone. So porphyritic. You can see why people would be scared to cut it. But I'm going to give that one a go. And that one's going to, like, there is at least a stone there. And then that means you've cut off this bit here. So we've got at least two stones that are actually quite easy. It just looks scary. So we've got all these ones too. Let me just let me just show you what I've been picking out. So you can see there's an awful lot of colour just sitting in there. That's in the way. Got colour, but you're too big. Who's you calling big? I'm calling you big. You don't need to have a diet because I'm going to be cutting a lot off you. Ah! Sometimes you've got to be, you've got to be cruel to be kind. Okay, so yeah, that looks like bone, doesn't it? Bone fragment. It's got colour in it, but if it's a bone fragment, I don't want to touch it. And there's our wood opal. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. It's got a crack or two. So this is harder than that other one I was showing you. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, why did I pick this one up at all? There's got to be a reason. No, just over on this side. See that? There it is. Compared to the other ones, this is piddling. Surely there's a better one than that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Under, like, I was looking at it under the camera, but in the real conditions, oh, yeah, there's colour everywhere. Okay, there's colour there as well. Okay, that makes sense. Let's have a look at the other sides of it. Okay, yeah, this is... Okay, the more I look at it, that it's just popping with colour. You just can't see it. All right, so let's have a quick look at this one. Oh, yeah, definitely got colour there. Look at you. Beautiful. This one? Yep, colour with you. Look at that. I can't believe I got this so cheap. Look at it. That's wood opal again, by the way. That's just amazing. Now, would you believe what I might do? I will go and show the birds very soon, but I'll quickly just show these off. Nice colours, all sorts of places. But they also gave me a thank you package. I'll check to see what package this is, and I'll find out how much I did pay for it, because I might be leading you up the garbage path. I've been just looking at opals too long. I think my head's gone kaput. I'm just quickly looking through all of these, but I'll show you. They gave me a thank you parcel for spending what is essentially a very small amount of money. And so I feel almost embarrassed to accept such a thing, but I will accept it because I like free gifts. I will look through these later. That's a good one, but I don't think it's so good as to, just sit there and gawk at it for a while. I think that one will be good. No, it's disappeared. There we go. Good. Now, no, so zoomed in. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so you can see what I'm doing. I think that one, I'll just quickly wet it so that we can have a quick look at that one. I thought that'd be better than what that was. Oh, there we go. See there? Brilliant. Okay. What is that? What is that? Oh, that is just astounding. How? Look at you. That is a substantial size. That's like, there's a crack here. So that will cleave off. I'm just looking at it with my own eyes. It'll cleave off maybe half a carat to a carat of a stone, and then there's 1 to 2 carats of actual stone there as well, sitting on a dark base, which may or may not stay. So yeah, my daughter just came home. That is just...
Love you, Dad.
Love you too, doll.
Thanks to tell you when you're done.
Rightio. That is just astounding. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to have a quick... Like, the colours are so vibrant that they are clipping the camera. That's obvious to everyone. But it looks pretty good from my perspective here. Mostly blues. Not as many purples as you're seeing there, but there is a bit of purple. So I'm popping that in there. Whoa, that was astounding. Just love going through these parcels. This has been the most fun. And there's another one. Look at that. Nice one there too. Give that one a bit of a wet, see what it looks like. Yeah, you can see that one. Nice. Very nice. Got a black base too. That could be from Lightning Ridge. Maybe. Okay, a guy at the Opal Show called this a zebra one. This is almost certainly a Lightning Ridge stone. So it's not all from Cooperpedia. I think basically what they did was they put it onto a sorting table, and the sorting table might have had some material from other regions. This is also, I think, a Lightning Ridge stone. Right here. Yeah, I recognise that. That's Lightning Ridge. So that'll be a black opal if Ian's still there. Yeah, you can just see just here is where the colour is. All right, Popping that in there. Now, let's have a quick look ski. No, more far out. Every time I'm about to leave it, that's when I find the big one, or the good one. Let's see if I can wet that so you can see what I'm looking at. Don't think you can see it.
Hey, Pinky! You're on a live stream.
Yep. I'll go soon. All right. Sorry, everyone. Like the front door is just behind me, and no one was here previously. Now everyone's here, and that's a dog. So that's a better stone than you think. It's just that I can't show it to you. Apparently. Ah, there you go. A little bit of red, but it looks better in person. Okay. Every time I try and shut things down, I get something better. So, I was about to shut it down again. Here we go again. Look at that. Nice little stone here. Nice little colours on the side. All right. I'm not looking anymore because that's going to... So that's what we got. I'll zoom out so you can see. I found another one, honestly. Right here. Hang on. You see that nice colour just in there? Very hard. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, regardless of what things are just going to just jump out at me, I'm going to go and get the thank you package, which I think is over here somewhere. Can't see it. Well done, Phil. Well done, Phil. Well done, Phil. Well done, Phil. What I will do is when I'm categorizing this video later on, I'll post some details because I think whoever sent this really does need some recognition because it was really quite a good package. But I can't see the... All right, well, I'll do that in a separate video. I'll very quickly... no, I won't. I'll very quickly show you the birds and then we will be on our merry ways. Found some other opals just sitting there. These ones are good. So I'm trying to respect the privacy of the other people in the house. So, oh, there he is. There's our thank you package. I'll have a quick look. Let's see what it looks like. I haven't actually viewed this at all. So they just said thank you. And that's what they've done. A thank you bonus. And what I will do is I will actually tell you who the suppliers are in the description if I can. Oh, look at this. It's a fossil opal. I like fossil opal. Let's have a look. $110 million year shell fossil opal. Yep. So let's have a look at it. I won't be cutting this one. Zoom in a bit. See if we can see the striations. Ah, yes, here we go. You can actually see the lines on this one very nicely. See that? See those lines there? That's proving that it's a piece of shell for sure. Nice little chunk of colour in that shell too. Oh, look at that colour behind. But yeah, there's a nice chunk of colour there, but I won't be cutting this. Nice shell, I'm not going to cut it. I will actually glue it back together. As luck would have it, I've just spotted another piece of colour. I'll grab that. But you can see that's definitely a chunky shell right there. Nice colour underneath it. But, oh, here we go. Found another piece of colour just there. Pop it in there. Hopefully you'll see that. Oh well. Oh well. So that was the shell opal. That was very exciting. 110 million year shell fossil. Not Cambrian. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the epoch. But most of the Australian opal comes from an epoch beginning with the letter C. Sounds very Sesame Street. I'm sorry about that. And this Cambrian is just going through my head over and over and over like a loop tape that doesn't want to quit. All right. So here's some, these are called rubs. Bonus thank you. Very good business practice to thank people who buy stuff from you. Admittedly, I think I bought an awful lot of stuff from them, so maybe they were very happy with me. But I've seen lots of people who have good business acumen doing thank you packages, and I think it's a good idea. And I'll have a look and see if I can find some identifying information about who actually did this. Barely a rub, but it's quite nice colour. I'll just give this one. That's a kernel. Could well be a chunk of shell opal as well. Colourful shell opal. Have a look at this bit. There you go, nice one there. Well, I feel as if I am incredibly lucky. Look at that. Beautiful piece of opal there. Beautiful piece of opal. Now, I think that the people who usually supply these, they're lovely opals and stuff, but I think they usually have an awful lot of opal that they can supply. And it's not worth their while sometimes to cut some of these other stones, especially the ones which just have got cracks in them, like this one. And they make a nice, decent thank you for people like me, especially because I like doing the whole cut a stone someone else has given up on thing. So I think that one will crack apart. I'm not going to try now, but it might just split apart, and probably the best thing for it. Here's another rub. This one will be just a dead simple rub. You can either rub this hole away, or just cut a stone there, cut a stone there. Easy as. Easier. This one's pretty much already done. All I need to do is just smooth off the edges. Pretty much pays for itself. Just a nice piece of colour here. Beautiful. And this one's better than all the other ones. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. So what I will do is I'll try and find some identifying information, because that was above and beyond the call of duty as far as these people were concerned. See if I can find the return package, because I can find the information later on, because I bought a couple of parcels recently and I don't want to give the wrong person. Okay, so the return address is in Lidcombe, so don't know who that is. All right, what we'll do now is we will go over to here and we'll say hello to the birds, and then we'll say goodbye. Poor little pony, you laid an egg just this morning, didn't you? Yes, you did. Okay. Hello, Max. Max has had practically no fun today. Been working. Scratch. Now, those of you who know, Max has actually had a great deal of trouble adjusting to us because he's a little bit, it's a bit of a rescue. So it's good that he will accept my hand at all. And Loki is just sitting there going, hello, Max. That's her way of saying, I'm not happy with this situation. Pin feathers. So look in there. See that pin? Just in there. Yeah, I'm coming to you. Coming to you, Loki. You've made a mess of your cage. It is not photogenic. It's all right. I'm coming to you. It's all right. Max has got... I found something in Max's plumage. Was that sore? Have a look. I've created a new system in the cage cleaning, which means that I'll be able to get the cages done a lot faster now. Be able to turn over the cages, so I might even be able to pretty much clean their cages every day without raising a sweat. Oops, sorry, Max. Did you see him jump? There you go. Right, I'll be back. Hey, Loki. You're looking very comfy today, aren't you? I'm going to leave this door open. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the door open for Loki. Give Loki a bit of free rein because she gets a bit intimidated by Max from time to time. So I'll give Loki a bit of time out of the cage. But because she's so intimidated, she doesn't easily come out of the cage at all. So I might have to just entice her out of the cage. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. It's all right. Here we are. Beautiful little bird you are. Beautiful little bird. Yeah, you are too. You are too. All right, I think that's about all I can do. I'm going to have to go and just get everybody else to... I'll get them some dinner and get everything else sorted. I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, I suppose. Just going to flip it around so you can see me. And then, just so you know, I actually filmed this on my new phone, so that was pretty cool. I had a great time just looking at that opal. It was an amazing opal package today. I hope you had a great time too. Love these birds. Do you want to come out here, Loki? Come on, step up. Good bird. Come on. Come on. Good bird. Yeah, good bird. There we go. Want to get onto that shoulder? There you go. Good birdie. Turn around. There we are. That's right. Good bird. All right, everyone, have a lovely day. Time to go. Dr. Phil out. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all those things on the way out. Commenting also helps with the algorithm if you're feeling kindly towards me. If not, you can do what you like. It's your life. Have a lovely day. Dr. Phil out.